Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited today because I have this kind of graffiti looking skull mask going on here. Believe it or not, I actually filmed this twice. This is my second time filming it, and I was completely out of frame in the first one. I just want to apologize because I'm still a little bit out of frame in this one in certain parts, so I apologize. But there was no way that I could do this a third time, because each time I filmed this look, it took me like at least 4 hours to do it. So I apologize. Hopefully you guys can bear with me. I tried to cut it down as short as possible, but as you can tell, it's a pretty detailed video. But yeah, I basically did this with all of the rainbow palettes that I already owned. The only thing I actually purchased for this look was a white cream Halloween paint that I just got from the 99-cent store. You honestly don't even need that. I wanted to make sure all of my Halloween looks this year you could do by yourself, like without having to buy extra things. So you just want to start out with some brows and some concealer on your eyelids. I did a Kat Von D, it's my lightest one. Just because it's a brighter base, so my colors will come out brighter. I ended up using the Juvias Blaze Zulu palette, and I took that yellow and popped it in my inner corners. And I'm also going to use this NYX palette, and I'm taking that yellow and putting that on the perimeter of the Juvias Place yellow, just so it could be easier blended, because the NYX powder is not as opaque as the Juvias Place. So if I put it around the perimeter, it would be a lot easier for me to blend it out. I'm just using that pink shade, and I'm taking a kind of flat brush, and I'm literally putting the side of the brush on where I want my highlight to go, and I'm carving that out with the pink, and then I'm gonna blend it down. Now we're gonna grab our perp and just basically do the same exact thing. I wanted to try and really take my time on this look, really take my time, blending all of the colors, because I always notice like really amazing beauty gurus are always like, oh, it took me an hour to do this eye, to blend this eye. And I'm like, girl, that's a lot of time for some eye makeup. But I totally understand what they're saying now. It took me about maybe 45 minutes to do the eye. It probably took me like a full hour and like 10 the first time, but because this was my second time filming it, it went on a little faster. But yeah, just take all the colors and just put them on. In my first video, I ended up using the darker blue, but in this one I decided to use the kind of tealish looking one. So now I'm just taking my Too Faced white eyeliner pen, which is actually only good if you're not putting it on any powders or any foundation, which is pretty crappy, but I'm doing it on my bare skin, and I'm just kind of tracing out what I want my skull bone structure to look like. And I did have a little skull decor piece in front of me for inspiration to help me figure out the shaping and everything. So definitely, if you don't have one, look at skull pictures if you are trying to recreate this look. But it doesn't have to be clean, especially when you're first putting it down, because as you can see later in the tutorial, I'm going to be putting multiple layers on, so it really doesn't matter if it's super clean when you're first putting everything down. Don't even worry about it. It's just your blueprint. I'm going to use the same colors I ended up putting on my eyes, but I'm going to put them in reverse on the sides of my face and move them inwards. So I'm kind of just packing those colors in. I later started blending them out. But I also kind of stopped midway and thought it would be better if I filled that whole space. So I ended up filling it, as you guys can see in the video. So yeah, just pack those colors on where you put the white space. Try and blend them together if that's what you want to do. Now, I don't really want to say the messier the better, because that's not necessarily true, but this is kind of a messy look. So it's going to get messier before it looks better, if that makes sense. But I feel like that's kind of the rules to all makeup. But anyways, I'm just going to fill in that open space with some black eyeshadow. This is from the Morphe 305 2 palette, I believe. Don't quote me. Just get some black shadow and fill that in. Which is what I did, and then I took it a little bit around my ears and around my neck and just started putting it in the negative space of where the teeth were. Now, I didn't show myself doing this in the video, but I'm basically just taking the Too Faced pen and dipping that in the white cream paint that I purchased. Just because, like I said earlier, the Too Faced pen is not good over anything except for bare skin. So I'm basically just using it as a tool because I felt really comfortable with that tool to do what I needed to do and add those little minute details in. So I'm basically dipping that into the cream paint and just kind of wiping a little bit off on my hand so it's not too thick and like makes a smudge. And I'm just adding all those details that got covered with all the makeup. So here's a tip to help you guys with the teeth. Disclaimer, I'm definitely not a skull teeth professional, but professional, what the hell. But I definitely think I could call myself a little intermediate with the teeth. When I was drawing them, I definitely had graves in mind. So you definitely want to make sure that when you're drawing them, they're more slender than thick. So don't make no chode teeth, okay? Make them a little slender and then have a little point at the top. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of stuff going into this tutorial, a lot of layers, a lot of colors. So even if it's not perfect right now, you have a chance to make it up and erase and fix it with other things like adding whites and adding the black shadow. It's all going to come together, don't you worry. I'm just taking the black and defining the teeth. So what I mean by that is I'm taking the black and literally putting it in between each crevice of the teeth and blending it down and dragging that shade down so that it individualizes each tooth that you have drawn. So that's what I meant when I'm saying it's okay. You're going to fix it. You're going to add and subtract things while you add more colors, shadows, shades, and highlights and stuff. So now I'm just adding in some highlights that I thought would be on a skull. If you were to put a light on it, it would be at kind of the highest points and where the skull protrudes out and kind of indents in. So that's what I'm kind of doing. At this point is kind of where I got the like subway kind of graffiti vibe. I think I might call this like a graffiti skull or something. I don't freaking know. But let me know if you guys can see those vibes in this video. Comment down below if you can see them or if you think I should even change the title to something else. But yeah, I'm adding a little highlights and then later I'll add tiny highlights into the black. And then I didn't show it, but you definitely want to do the same thing on both sides. Both sides of my skull are not the same. They're not identical, which is fine. Obviously, I wanted it to be identical, but it ended up turning out pretty cool. Don't stress yourself out about it. This is supposed to be fun. It's Halloween. You're playing with makeup. Enjoy yourself. Don't stress. It's going to be okay. It's going to come out perfect because I thought it was trash. And then when I posted on Snapchat, you guys went crazy and were like, yes. And if you don't follow me on Snap, you should be following me. My Snap is OliviaX3Hearts along with my Instagram. And I post all my sneak peeks for my looks and stuff like that on Snapchat. And sometimes on Instagram, but I like Snap better. So I didn't want to crowd the look, so I'm just taking the yellow and the orange that I used on my eyes and putting it under my waterline. And now I'm just going to apply my lashes. And yes, I do apply my lashes with the black bonding, weave glue. It works. My corners never lift as of right now. That's what I'm using, especially because I don't have my duo little lash glue right now. So yeah, that's how I apply my lashes. I'm just putting on 3 highlighters. I put the Champagne Pop, the L'Oreal, and the Milani, I believe it is, on top. If not, I'll just put it down below. But I hope you guys like this look. Excuse me, I can't freaking talk today. Let me know what you guys think. I'm feeling it. I wasn't really a fan of the nose. I kind of just added it on last minute. I felt like I needed something. But I'm a fan of this look. I think the eyes came out pretty good. Oh yeah, I'll leave the lashes below. I ended up taking 2 pairs of lashes and sticking them together, just putting one on top of the other and putting glue on both of them so that they would stick together. But I love this look. I think it came out so good. Thank you guys for sending me positive feedback through Instagram and Snapchat. Again, follow me if you don't. All of my socials will be down below. Hope you guys have a happy and safe Halloween. Be responsible. Enjoy your day / evening. And yeah, guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you like, and if you want to see more of me, girl, subscribe.